Hey guys, this is Adrian at Timecodes Lab, where we value your most valuable asset, time. And over the last quarter, I've saved over $9,500 for my various clients, and I've made over $3,000 for myself. And let me tell you, today I will show you how you can track your influencers on IG and Instagram. This is actually one of my subscribers who recommended that we build this together. And yeah, you can track them after 7 days, pay them out whenever you need, or you just track how their posts are performing if you paid per post. So this is how we're gonna do it today. We're gonna use make.com, we're gonna use Apify, and we're gonna glue everything together. We're gonna see when they posted the video, and then after 7 days we scrape the views, and then we know how we're gonna do this. Okay, so we're gonna build this out together, and let's get to this video. See you. Okay, so I'm gonna start sharing my screen now. Let's get to it. All right, so what's the plan? We wanna basically, this is my favorite tool, Dynalist. So let's see. We're gonna want to basically automate the whole process flow, where let's say we have a few influencers and we don't wanna have to ask them for links. We just gave them a, let's say if we're continuing to work with these influencers, we want to have them submit the links, and then we wanna track those links, okay? So what's the first step of the process? The first step of the process would be a form. I'm just gonna use Google Forms for this example to fill out, and then we're gonna capture the when the post was made, they fill out, when form was submitted, auto, right? And then lastly, we also want to have the link and username. So they filled out these things. So let's just quickly make that form and then use that soon. Forms Google. So we're gonna make a form. Let's just do a new one maybe. And then we're gonna say influencer collab. We're just gonna call it that. And we're gonna say short answer, your IG handle required. Then we're gonna duplicate question. What did we say? Username, and then we have the link to your post. This is gonna be a link. All right, that's it. We can also, as you see, upload files. So if they wanna send us the raw files. What else we're gonna need? We need the date. So is this possible? Date. There you go. Date video went live. Okay. So that's perfect. All right. So this is the very simple form we can fill out. We're gonna publish this, and it can be anyone with the link. You can see this and publish. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go to make.com. We're gonna make our first step of the scenario. And here, we're just gonna have a Google Forms. I hope you guys can hear me. So again, the reason we're doing this is to have them submit the forms, and then whatever they submit, we're gonna basically send it over to Google Sheets, and then we track those. Yeah, every influencer can have their own Google Sheet, as I will show you soon. So we're gonna have a Google Forms here, forms, and then we're gonna say watch responses. Okay, so form ID is gonna be this. It's the form ID. So for all influencers, we can have one form, and let's just say 2 for now. Okay, so that's that. And then what we're gonna do is to add a row. So let's quickly make a Google Sheet here. I have an example build, so you can use the drive on Mac. So you go to your Google Drive from Mac, and then I open with Google Drive, and then here I'm gonna create a file. It doesn't let me. 1 second. What do I do here? Okay, I don't know why it was bugging there, but I guess if you click just refresh, you should have this option from blank spreadsheet. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna have their username. So it's gonna be IG username 1. And then let's just go to Instagram and search for Orme Sabzi. Okay, this is some Persian Orme Sabzi food, and I guess this lady is a Orme Sabzi expert, so we're just gonna take the handle Khanum Orme Sabzi. So this is gonna be example. There you go. So that's her IG. All right. And what else are we gonna do? We're gonna take the first row. We're gonna freeze this. We're gonna put their username, or actually the link to the posts. We're gonna have the link. We're gonna have the submit date, form submit date, and then we're gonna have live date, or live date as they report user. So they're gonna give the live date and the link. Basically, that's all we need from them. And the username will not be needed here, but if we wanted to, we can just add username, but it's gonna be the same because we're assuming that we're working with the same influencers, but it doesn't need to be, by the way. So on this form, so let's try this now. On this form, we can actually give their whatever username. So let's just go here. So we're gonna do IG handle this lady right here. So let's just do 2, for example, and link to your post. Let's say this one first. I don't know which one is the video. So let's say this is the video, and we are taking this. That's the video post, and then we say that it was live on when? September 6th, 2024. So we're gonna go to September 6th, 2024. All right. So we just click submit, and there you go. That's the first submit. We're gonna do another response. Just to give you an example, we can do another post. Let's say she did another post. Let's say this one. All right. So we're gonna take this one. There you go. And then we're gonna take, it's June 7, 2023. So we're gonna do June 7, 2023. There you go. Okay. So, and then also the link to the post. And IG handle needs to be, okay, that's the IG handle. So that's the second one, but it can also be from another account. So let's go Korme Sabzi again. We can just go to search. We can say Sabzi Polo. I don't know if there's someone who has this name, but maybe hashtag. Okay. So let's say someone else made this delicious food, cooking with Paris. So she's, I guess, a Persian lady in Los Angeles. That's a different Persian lady. Okay, so now we're gonna take cooking with Paris, and she's gonna be, let's say, if we have 2 different influencers, if you want to put both of them in the same sheet, we're gonna do, let's say she did this. Oh my god, this looks so delicious, man. I'm so hungry. All right, so let's just take this kebabs. Oh, this carousel. So I'm gonna make it simple. Lamb chops. So let's just do this. This shishlik. Shishlik looks amazing. Okay. So link to post, and then it was posted when? July 14, 2024. So July 14, 2024. Oh, July 14, 2024. Okay. So now we have 3 forms submitted. So if we go back to our integration here, if you say 3, and if we run this, so as you can see, we have 3 different answers. Let's see, output bundles. So we have 2 from Khanum Ghorme Sabzi, and we have 1 with Cooking with Paris. Yeah, so we have 3 responses. And if we run this again, it doesn't, as you see, it doesn't show any responses because this is watch responses. So this is what we're going to use live, but for now we can use get responses, forms, Google form. So we're going to go get responses. Form ID the same. There you go. Since whatever, I don't know, let's see. Okay, so now we have the responses. We don't need this anymore. Otherwise, we have to fill in the form every time we are doing that. Okay, so now we have these responses here, so we can use them. Okay, so let's go to the sheet now. We want to use this sheet. So if we have all of the influencers in the same database, then we need to do this. So we are basically done with the form. We have the form, we have the responses, so that's basically done. So I'm gonna close this right now. Okay, maybe I just keep that tab somewhere. So what we want to do, I'm gonna close that, is to insert now automatically those things here. So this is not gonna be too hard. We're just gonna add a row, and this is gonna be the sheet ID, and we're gonna call it track views. So we're gonna go back here. From all, we're gonna put the sheet ID, and then we can manually use this or map it later if we want to make it more complicated. But let's just say the answers, the IG handle is gonna be this. Yeah, that's the username. That's the link to the post here. 1 second. Link to post. There you go. Oh, there you go. That's the link to post. It doesn't work, so we're gonna do that one more time. And then the date it went live, and it says text. So that's the text, 2024-09-06. Okay, sounds good. Form submitted. This is important because here we can actually take create time. So this is the time it was created, or we can just take makes now function. So if we try this now, look what will happen. We're gonna run this, and then it runs 3 times. Do you see? We had 3 operations, and if we go back here, so add to Google Sheets, yeah. Okay, as you can see, we have the form submit date, and we have the live date. So this is correctly being formatted, but the form submit date, the one that we just took from Nake.com, it actually needs to be parsed in a better way. So how we do that is we come back here. I'm gonna parse it in a way, because we have the form submit date. Yeah, this is when they submit to us, but this is when it went live. So here it went live 2024, but they're submitting it today, which is not good. But anyways, you keep track of your influencers, and I keep track of mine. So here we're gonna try to format date, and then we're gonna do year, then month, then day. Okay, let's see if this works, just for fun. Let's do limit 2. Then just testing this. Okay, so now it's actually a date. It works perfectly. All right, so this is not an issue anymore. So what I wanted to tell you is this. So depending on who is submitting these forms, if we want, basically we just want this username to, we can set up different forms for different people and then have scenarios exactly like this running, okay? However, we can also do a smart switch. So for example, if we have different forms and different scenarios, as you know, the forms are gonna have different IDs. So each influencer can use one form, or we can have one form for all of them. And then for example, here, we can have a filter. So if username equals cooking with Paris, allow. So for example, let's say we want to only have like Mrs. Paris's post. So we're gonna do if the IG handle answer is equal to this, and then this is gonna be case insensitive. That's important because sometimes it can get messed up. Then you pass it, okay? So let's say this is for only Mrs. Cooking with Paris, then we're gonna allow this to come through, okay? So we delete these. Let's say she submits a form and this sheet is only for Mrs. Paris, okay? So let's do this one more time. Okay. So if we run this now, actually non-pass through, because we are doing 2 bundles only. So let's do 3. So now we should only get that one, which is Mrs. Paris. So let's say if this was only Cooking with Paris's sheet, then only this is getting passed on. We can make it even more complicated. We can have track views, Cooking with Paris. Like, let's just do this one. Cooking with Paris. There you go. So let's say the first one, as you see, it can get as complicated as you want it to, but to use the same form, we can also set multiple variables. Set multiple variables. No. Set multiple variables. There you go. And then, so let's say, for example, so how we can do this is add a variable and we just call it sheet name. And so let's say we have 2 different influencers, yeah, and for each of them we want to insert them into a different spreadsheet or a sheet. Let's just do sheet for now for simplicity. So what we can do here is use the switch function, and if you go here you can see this one. So the switch function evaluates one value called the expression. Let's do it like this. That sucked. One more time. Let's see if I can get this to work. Okay, look at this.
Evaluates one value, call the expression against the list of values, and returns the result corresponding to the first matching value.
Okay, so evaluates one value against a list of values, and then responds something. Basically, what I wanted to do is, I'll say, if you get the name, you get the name whatever. If that name is equal to this, return this sheet name. If that name is equal to this, return this sheet name. If that name is equal to that, return that sheet name. And then that sheet name we're gonna use for later when we put in the name. So look at this magic now. Look at this magic now. All right. So we're gonna say switch. Now if our IG handle, oh, this is gonna be so beautiful. You're gonna love this. So if our IG handle is equal to خانم قرب سبزی, yeah, then the value or the result should be the sheet name, which is gonna be track views. Yeah. So let's say tracking. By the way, it doesn't matter if you change the spreadsheet name, because in the end, Google actually has the same link that it uses up here. So okay, so if this is for Khanume and this is for Cooking with Paris, okay? So we're gonna copy these and we go back to our sheet here. So if the username which we get from the form is equal to that, we're gonna return track views, okay? Now, however, if it's equal to Cooking with Paris, then we're gonna return the Cooking with Paris tab. So let's see how this works just for fun, all right? So we're gonna do 3 and then we should see the sheet name change for each of these, yeah? So as you can see, we have 3 different results. In operation number 1, the sheet name is track views, which means the name was, as you can see here, the input. Well, I guess it doesn't show you what's going on inside, but if you look here, the first answer is IG handle. There you go. Because the first answer was Khanume Qarme Sabzi, yeah, it shows the track views panel. But our third answer, if we look at output bundles, maybe it's easier. As you can see here, it is Cooking with Paris. This is the third answer. Because it's Cooking with Paris, now we're redirecting it to what? To the next sheet, which is Cooking with Paris tab. So if we look at the results here, you can see Cooking with Paris tab 1. Now the beauty of this is this. Let's say we have a data list of 10, 50 influencers, which we can probably find a better way to do that, right? We don't need to have 1,000 switches. But let's say we wanted to do it like that. Then yeah, we can have a switch with all of these values, and each of these, maybe they go to a different spreadsheet or a different tab. So here, look at this. What we can do now, we can remove this filter. So remove this filter, and we can now map the sheet name to this. So depending on who is submitting that, it should be filling out the data accordingly. So this is gonna work like a beauty, yeah? So we should get two entries in this sheet and 1 entry in this sheet. So let's run this. I'm gonna maybe bring this over here. Okay, so let's run this. So it's generating 3 different sheet names, and then we should be having, so we have 2 entries in this sheet, right? The format date got a little messed up here, but that's okay, because it's actually the right format. We just need to format it here. So that's not a problem, even though I gave it the format date. So that's not too good. Okay, but anyways, as you can see, we are now dynamically switching tabs, and we could be sending these data based upon the form they fill in, based upon their username. We can send it to different places, okay? So that's another thing. So what's the next step? The next step is to actually go and get the views, scrape the views. Okay, so how we're gonna do that is we're gonna go to Apify. So let's say this is done for now. We have the lists, we have this stuff. Now we're gonna have to do a few things, okay? So first, we need to compare the dates. Let's turn this into a table because it looks nicer. So we're gonna go to Format, Convert to Table. Okay. So I'm gonna just delete these because I don't need them. There you go. So maybe I want the table to end here. So adjust table range. We're gonna go to G1. Okay, so this is not gonna be table anymore after. Okay. So what I want now is to basically have the views, and we're gonna have today's date, today, and we're gonna use this form because we want to check after 7 days only, because we are paying them after 7 days how many views they get. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is gonna put today. This is today's date. Yeah, this is dynamic, it changes every day. And then we're gonna take the difference. Yeah, so we're gonna take, I don't like this format, I like it when it's here. There you go, that's the format I like. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna put date here and also here. There you go. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take date difference, and we're gonna take today's date, which is always gonna be dynamic, minus the live date. Yeah, this minus live date. So it says 146 days. Yeah, but if it was 2 days ago, it would say 2. Okay, so it's just a simple formula, nothing complicated, and then we can drag this here. So then we have oh yeah, that didn't work because we need to lock this in with the $sign. Okay, so the date difference, I would like this to be outside. So maybe I will just delete this because I want this to be untouched. So we're gonna do this again. We're gonna take today's date, which can also be here. We can take today's date minus the live date. Okay, and here's the thing, we can check this with make.com. Whenever there is a date that is bigger than 7, or let's say between 7 and 8, we scrape. Okay, and we can do this every day. So whenever we have a day, because we just want to check after 7 days, right? So let's just fix this formula. We're gonna lock this at K2, so it's just locked at this cell, and yeah, we just drag this down. Okay, so it's been 600 days since this post, quite a old post. All right, so we have that going, and this is gonna be, yeah, so if we put some date here, as you can see, it changes. Yeah, so if it's today, then it's 0. So this column we can check, and if whenever we have a number that is less than, or let's say whenever we have a number equal to 7, that would be probably the simplest. Then we're gonna scrape this thing, and we're gonna have the views, and let's say, what else do we want? Maybe likes, for example, right? Okay. And then we might also want to have a few columns here about the CPMs, like how much we're paying them per million views or something, or I don't remember what it is. So we can have the username, and it's gonna be equal to just this. Then we're gonna have CPM, how much we're paying them, and then total views, total posts. Yeah, so this is gonna be our little table over here. Let's do it like that. So let's say, for example, we're paying this person, how much can it be? $0.5 per. So basically this means the cost per 1,000 impressions. Okay, so we can have something like this. I think this is too low, but yeah, because here it says $30, $10. Let's just say $10. Okay. So we have the cost per 1,000 impressions, and then total views would be just the sum of these column right here. And then total posts would be count. It could be any of these, to be honest, but let's just do maybe this one. Okay, so this is not correct. We're gonna have to count number of values. There you go. So we have total posts 2, total views that. Okay, and then the cost per million. And what we're gonna do now, we're gonna also calculate their earnings, because we're paying them, let's say, per 1,000 views after 7 days views. Yeah, so we're gonna just put earnings here, and yeah, let's just put 1,000 views right there. And what else we can do? Views after 7 days. Okay, so let's say if they got after 7 days those many views, then we're gonna take the CPM and we're gonna lock this on that cell, because this is something they get for all of their videos. And we're gonna just, yeah, take it times whatever. Yeah, so here I made a mistake. It should be that times this. Okay, I see that. Yeah, if it's cost per 1,000, then we need to divide this by 1,000, because we have each view here. So we're gonna do 10 divided by 1,000, divided by, it should be $10, right? So yeah, so divided by 1,000. Yeah, so if they get 1,000 views, then they have that. If they get 200,000 views, then they get $2,000. If it's 20, then they get $200. Yeah, so that's correct. Here we would probably need something like that. Or actually, let's do it in a different way, because the cost per 1,000 is correct. So it is $10 per 1,000. Yeah, but we want to have the formula differently. So divide by 1,000. There you go. Now it's correct. Okay, so now whenever they get a view, they get a few dollars. Yeah, so 200 impressions, that's $2. Okay, so now this all is set up. Basically, let's go and set up the scraper in Apify. So we go to Apify. You know, guys, I have my referral link down below. If you want something like this built for you, feel free to reach out. Also, Adrian at Time Hackers Lab. That's once again Adrian at timehackerslab.com. So let's go to Apify, and you go to the so let's say this part of the deal is done now. Now what we can do is we can go and set up a scraper that runs daily. So we're gonna do an Apify scraper, and then we're gonna do, so once you're in Apify, you go to store, and then Instagram post scraper, and this one should do the job. Yeah, so this one I've already run before, it works. There you go. Okay, so we want to get the unique view counts, right? Okay, so this one we can run it. That's the actor. So we go back to make.com. Now what do we want to do? We want to actually check this column and return every entry that has exactly 7 days. All right, so in this case we want to only scrape this post, because this last one is not 7 days. Okay, so what we're gonna do now in make.com, we're gonna do a Google Sheets. We're gonna take search rows, there you go, and we're gonna take this right here, select from all, that one. And then we're gonna just take first one for example. And it's gonna be the same for the other sheet, just so you know. Now we're gonna take date difference is equal to numeric operator equal to 7. Okay, so if we run this now, we should get that one row which has exactly 7 days. So as you see, it's saying there is a row, it's number 3, it's row number 3. So let's take this here just so we can look at it again together. So there is a row which is row number 3, which is correct, that has the date difference at 7 days. Yeah, so 7 days, let's say it's been exactly 7 days, and because we run this daily, then tomorrow when there is, let's say when it's tomorrow, then you see it's 8 days. Yeah, I hope you can see now. So this date difference is gonna get updated every day. So let's say in today is here, let's say if the date was the 4th of February, then we're gonna scrape that other post. But just to keep this thing simple, this is gonna be dynamic, and then we're just searching the rows which are exactly 7. Okay, so if the row has a date difference of 7, then we're gonna go and scrape this post. Okay, so let's go back here. We search the rows, we have it, and we also have the link for the scraping. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna run an actor, and so we're gonna just map this because I feel like it's easier. So we're gonna go to here, take this, that's the actor right there. As you can see, that's the actor ID. So we're gonna go here, put the actor ID. We're gonna run synchronously, which means I want the actor to finish, and actually after we run the actor, I want the data set to come back to me, and then the data set I'll just show you. But first, yeah, when we run the actor, if we don't choose that, then it just starts running it, but then you don't know when it finishes. Okay, if you have this option, then it will keep the make scenario running until you get an answer. All right, so that's important. And then we're gonna give it exactly that ID. Okay, so instead of going here and doing the input manually, we don't want that. We're gonna do a JSON file, and we're gonna do only this one. So here it should change to, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna take this, okay, small error right there. That last actor was a post scraper, so it takes actually usernames and it returns. I mean, I've run it before, but it's not the right one, it seems. Like count, comment count. Yeah, it doesn't show it actually has the view count. But anyways, I know another one which does work. It's gonna be, so let's go to the store again, all actors, Instagram, this one, post detail scraper. Yeah, this is gonna return the right values for us. So let's say, for example, if it gives us the comment count, the play count, and all of these other things. Okay, so this is by Powerful Bachelor, so we're gonna use this. We're gonna put this here in, and then input JSON. We're gonna have input, and we're just gonna use this input, post URLs, and that looks ugly, so we do Command Shift V. So now I'm gonna put this and dynamically feed in the link we just scraped from our sheet right here. So this sheet and it has 7 days difference. Let's delete this. So row number 3, this link is gonna go right here. All right, so let's save this, and we're only returning that because we have a filter which says the date difference is equal to 7. Yeah, so now we're gonna run the actor just so you can see how it works. It's gonna run the actor with that link, and if we come here, you will see a run has been activated right there. So we have a run activated, and when it's done, it will tell us the likes, the view count, and the actually that's not good because it didn't scrape the count, so that's not perfect. Let me just look at this one more time. Now I remember why, because this is not a video, this is a picture, so it doesn't have a video play and view count. So that was my mistake. Let's just, for fun, switch the places between these things, and we're gonna run this again. So it's gonna run the actor again. As you can see, it is a little check mark right there. So if we go to here, this one is finished, and as you can see, you have the video view, play count, and view count. Okay, so I just changed the place between those two posts. So what we're gonna do now, here as you can see, it will actually not give us the data like how many views, etc., because this is just running the actor. Okay, so what we need to do now is to get dataset ID, get dataset items, and dataset basically it is when a scraper does its thing, it just hosts the data on Apify, okay, and it stores it for you for 30 days, I think. So whenever you have a run, you also get a storage, like a data table or something. And you need to have, this is the storage number if you want to get it manually. So if I show you, if we get this manually, so dataset ID, then you're gonna see that you get the caption, you get the video view count and play count. It's just that scraper run, it has a data set. So this is the data set, and for that specific run. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, because this is only for that run, we want this to dynamically, again, when we run an actor, we want to wait and then give the data to this next one so we can feed it back into Google Sheets. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, instead of this manual one that I put in, we're gonna search default, and we have a default dataset ID. As you can see, this one is pumping, getting big and small, yeah, blinking, pumping, whatever. Okay, so we're gonna put that in. Okay, and as you can see, it's actually the same as the manual one we copied, because yeah, it was for the last one. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna have this run, and then we're gonna put a Google Sheet, and we're gonna add the 7 days views right there. Okay, so we're gonna add the views right there. Maybe we add the likes too, just for fun. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna update a row, not add a row, because we already have a row. Okay, so we're gonna update this row, and what we're gonna do now is, again, copy this. And by the way, when you have a few Google Sheet modules, what I like to do is I'm gonna set multiple variables, and then I go here, then I connect these, and I copy this, and I call it spreadsheet ID, and then put that in, and then I put sheet name. Yeah, so instead of this sheet name, I'm gonna do track views, and we're gonna just dynamically, because later on, imagine if you want to duplicate this or move a sheet tab, sheet name, or change a sheet name, then it's gonna be a headache. So if you just change it here, you feed it into all these other, you take the data from here, you put it here and here. So spreadsheet ID, now I'm gonna just take, I need to run this probably once, 1 second. Run this once so that it gets the data, and then I'm gonna delete this, put the spreadsheet ID. One little downside is when you do that, you get it doesn't show you the column names anymore. It's just how it works, because it doesn't actually have the data in this module, so it's just giving you column names. So you just need to remember need to remember that J is date difference, right? It's not giving you the column headers. But if you had like before, you just put it manually in, then you can see the column headers. So it's a small difference, but it can make things easier to start with manually putting the data in, so you can see the column names. Okay, so we're gonna choose here. I'm just gonna copy this. This is just a bug; it's not showing it there. Like I should see this module there, but it's not showing. Okay, I'm gonna put that, and then for sheet name, I'm gonna put. So let's just do this sheet name. As you can see, this is just JSON format. I'm gonna put like that. And row number, we're gonna get the row number from this bundle. So we want to connect those two. We want to update the same row that had the 7 days and we scraped. So there's that. And then we want to update column number E with the data that we just got back. So it would be video view count. It depends. Impression, maybe it's the play count. So it depends how we want to do this. This is the unique viewers, and this is the views. I think unique viewers or unique views are better. Okay, so that's that. And then we can also put in column G, put the number of likes. There you go. So now we have a dynamic system that is actually taking the stuff from this sheet, whichever is 7 days. So let's just for fun add a few posts from Cooking with Paris. Let's take this one, just put it there. Then we take that. Let's say in one day we have different influencers, or as you saw before, we can have 2 different tabs, separate tabs, okay? Or different sheets for the different influencers, and then this can scale as much as you want, and we can track all of them, okay? So let's just do that one, and then we can do this one. Oh, this stuff looks so delicious, my man. I love it. Okay, and we're gonna also do, I don't know, let's also do kebab digi. Let's do this one. Okay, that should be enough. So now we're gonna put these in. Okay, so at this point we will have a few posts that were, let's say, just submitted on the same day, on these days, and we want to have the views and likes. Okay, so let's run the system now. We're gonna run it, and here we also just will drag this down, so we have 7 days. The today's date doesn't change, so let's do this. So it should be running the actor now for the first one, which is this number 3. As you can see here, we have a run, and when that gets completed, it's gonna have a check mark there. So that one got completed and it got posted. So as you can see, we have unique views for this post, 47,000. Now we're doing this one, Cooking with Paris, and once it gets completed, 1,500. By the way, when it's -1, it means it's private. So they made their Instagram views private views. Yeah. And this one just got hopped over for some reason. I don't know what happened there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe it didn't scrape it properly. Number 3. Let's see. Interesting. So one of these got skipped for some reason. It's this one. It couldn't get the results. Why? I'm not sure. maybe we can rerun this. So for some reason that specific link is not working. One more thing I want to tell you is we can have a separate flow, very similar to this, yeah. We can have a separate flow down here where we are actually scraping TikTok. So we can have the same thing happen for TikTok. So let's say our influencer is posting in on 2 different platforms. So let's go here, we put tahdig. This is just Persian food. I'm just using it for our crispy examples. There you go.
This is hands down the best thing you're ever gonna put in your mouth. And it's called...
The best thing you will ever put in your mouth. Okay. That sounds overly descriptive. All right, let's do this. We're gonna just put this TikTok link. Yeah. And then let's say they also submit TikTok links. Yeah. So we're gonna go to actors here. We can go to the store. I already know which one I'm gonna use. It's this one, TikTok video scraper. Yeah, so this one. And if you go to store, just search TikTok video scraper. You can use any one that you like. You can also search by paper result, and that's the one I use. Okay, by Clockworks. So I'm just gonna just take that actor ID, and we can have a filter that not only is it J is equal to 7, but also B includes Instagram. So B includes Instagram. Text operator contains Instagram. So what this is gonna do now, even if we have a link here and it has 7 days, so let's just drag this further. Let's say we have this one. What it's actually doing is it's gonna feed in the Instagram links into that scraper, because that scraper is only for Instagram. TikTok is gonna have a different scraper. So what we're gonna do now is this. By the way, if you guys are enjoying this video, click that subscribe button down below, and yeah, reach out to me. Actually, I'm considering putting this system up for your use, so we can set the system up for you for some very low upfront setup costs, and then I can run this with you because I already have the subscriptions, so you can save $100 to $150 a month, and you can just together we will just let's say $200 a month or something like that, and I will do all the scraping, all of the setup and everything for you, and you can pay monthly, so you don't need to pay for a huge cost upfront. So if you want something like that, just send me an email. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna set up a router, and so what's gonna happen is this. So you set up a router here, and let's say it's going out of the screen. Let's say we have a separate flow, and we're gonna clone this. So in this flow, instead of searching for Instagram, we're just gonna do TikTok. TikTok. There you go. So what's gonna happen now, if you wanna see, look at this. If we run this, this is gonna just return one, it should return just one value, TikTok. Let me just check this again. J7, B, and B equals TikTok. So I see it doesn't have the 7 here. So we're gonna just have to drag this further, and live date is gonna be that. So now it should return 7, just that bundle. As you can see now, it saw that it has 7-day difference, and row number is number 7 also. and we have the link, the TikTok link, video link. What else do we need? Yeah, that's it basically. We have one entry, which is TikTok, and then if we run that here, you can see we have a few entries with Instagram, right? 4 entries, 4 bundles, right? Because it's these 4. That one is not returning because the date difference is not 7 days, okay? All right, so here, just so you can see the whole system now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna also copy these over. We're gonna copy, Control V, we're gonna connect it. Just the difference is gonna be here, we're gonna feed this in for the scraper. Oh, it's gonna go here, sorry. So I'm gonna do cancel here. We're gonna feed that in for the actor, and for this one we're gonna have to take number 10, this one, and the link is this. All right, and the default data set is coming from number 11, which is correct, and update the row is gonna come from number 10, the row number 10. Okay, video view count, we don't know how it's gonna look exactly, so let's just run this for fun, see how it works. We're gonna just put just whatever, just to run it. We actually don't even need that. So let's run this. Now it's running the actor, this one. As you can see, the run has started, and it's scraping this video right here, and I don't see how many views it has. Can we see that? I can't see that.
Hands down the best thing you're ever gonna put in your mouth, and it's called tahdig.
Yeah, I love tahdig, man.
It's Persian crispy rice, and I grew up eating it almost every single night.
With the yogurt, that's gonna be nice. Okay, so you see this is the like count, this is the play count. Okay, so you have the like count and the play count. That is what you need basically. So, all right, let's go back here. I want to search for tahdig again. Oh, tahdig. All right, so this has 450,000 likes. This Korean chick is making some tahdig too. Let's do this one also, just for fun. Let's put this here and drag this over and put 7 days also for this. So now we should have two different ones that are being scraped. Here it should return 2 results. And let's connect this. Let's make it so here we're gonna have the play count. There you go. And then we're gonna have the likes, the dig count. All right, so that's what we're gonna need. Click save. So now we can just delete these views and delete the likes, and then run this bad boy. All right, are you guys ready? So what's gonna happen now, if you remember, we're gonna have a web form which is adding the links into our sheets, and then once a day we check the dates and we check if it's 7 days, and then once it's 7 days we scrape TikTok and Instagram and we put the views in, and then you automatically have calculated the how much you should pay this influencer. Not only that, but we can also create reports, like every day or every month we can have a report every week, like you need to pay this much to this person, or just create an invoice based upon that. So there's like the opportunities are limitless really to scale this, right? So let's continue with this video. I'm gonna show you what else we can do. So now we're gonna run this bad boy and you're gonna see how it works. So first it's running the TikTok scrapers. It's returning two bundles, as you can see. So the first scraper is running. You should put the views here and the likes there. And let's see how it's going. It's still running the actor right there. And soon it's gonna get filled out. Sometimes it takes a bit longer, but shouldn't be worries. So there you go, 510 views, 76 likes. The second one is running. And that's not correct. Because what did I do wrong here? Okay, let's stop this. I'm gonna just see what happened. I probably did something wrong here. So the link is coming from there. So let's see this very quickly.
Proof that not everything can be an album cover.
Not sure really what happened here. Let's see. Oh, sorry. So yeah, we need to be careful of yeah, I just copied the module over. So this is actually how the JSON should look. So I basically messed up there. Okay, let's do this one more time. Clean from the beginning. The JSON should look like this instead, because that's how that actor works. So we're gonna go here, and now we're gonna put the link. There you go. So now I'm gonna delete this again, delete the views, and delete the likes. Okay, so now we're gonna run this again. And by the way, right now this is the first, so we can go to the router, and we want the Instagram ones to run first. So okay, perfect. Now Instagram is gonna run first. They're gonna do the scraping, and then after that we're gonna run the TikToks. Okay, by the way, TikTok and Instagram can be, if we have a lot of posts, then we need to split it up, because every run scenario in make.com can be maximum 45 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna run this now. As you can see here, we have the first one running, and it should be filling out this row right here. Let's see how it's going. Just got updated. So the first one, the views, you see it got updated. Now we're doing the second one, third one, and the fourth one. So the second one just got in. And as you can see, the total views is getting updated. And so is the how many posts have been made, right? And the total cost also, we can have the total earnings. Let's say if this is for one influencer, or let's just say this is our cost. So let's just call it let's say influencer marketing budget, something like that. Not budget, maybe like investment. Sum is gonna be this. And as you can see, by the way, we have the first one. This one was really famous actually. It wasn't just 500 views. As you see, it was 72,000 likes. So it was being played many times. So the views after 7 days, it's not 7 days. This has been live for many days. But let's just say this lady just made $14,000 on the video. And this is the total budget. And this can be, again, emailed, made into a PDF, sent to the company owners. So many things like that. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. I think that's basically it. We have the system. We have the scraper. Now you just need to set this into run every day at whatever time, and then activate scenario, right? At 11:51 daily. Then you just make a folder for your clients. If you're doing it yourself, then you just make a folder like this. So this one is gonna be, we're gonna name it something like scrape links from Apify. Scrape posts views after 7 days. Oh, I just forgot to say, I'll also put the blueprints down below, so feel free to download it for free. That's all I can give you guys. Yeah, blueprints, and also I will put the link to this sheet. I'll just share it with you guys. You can just take that sheet and make a copy so it works for you also. Yeah, enjoy it, use it, learn, and let's rising tide lifts all boats. That's what I believe in. Have a good day. Okay, and then sheet, you put it into the sheet. This is the second step, and then for the first step we're gonna name it influencer form to sheet. Yeah, so perfect, guys. I think this is very exciting. This is very cool. You can sell this system for over $5,000 for sure. Many companies are gonna need this more and more, and this is not limited to TikTok, Instagram. We can do LinkedIn, we can do many different YouTube. Okay, so yeah, if you want something like this set up for you, and you could just pay something like monthly for it, and you can test it out, yeah, reach out to me. I'll be happy to set this up, or something similar, or more than this. As you can see, it's not very difficult once you know what you're doing. And yeah, you just share this with your client and turn on the scenarios. This one is going to be basically using this one, so it's not going to be list responses. So here you need to use the watch responses, and this is going to be on demand. No, sorry. So watching responses, I guess you can do it every day. I thought it was gonna be immediate, but I guess no. So you run that every day, and yeah, basically that's that. All right. So in summary, guys, now you know how to do a scraper. You know how to integrate Google Forms into a Google Sheet, and then use that Google Sheet to scrape items, and then after that you can also send emails, or do whatever else that you need to do, which makes your operations flow better. So subscribe to this to my channel. I'm gonna put out more automation videos. If you need something else custom made for you, feel free to reach out. And I hope you enjoy this. Yeah, if you need a system like this, I can set it up for you, or have a monthly. Let's say I make a SaaS especially for you, and you can just pay the monthly fees. So yeah, have a good day. See you in the next video. Bye. Oh, that voice crack, man. Bye.